episode 84 of our Watford Career Mode, and today we have got a couple of things on the docket. We're going to start with this game against Leeds, and if everything goes how I think it's going to go, we're actually not going to get to this FA Cup game against Chelsea. I can't believe we've drawn Chelsea again. I cannot believe we've drawn Chelsea again. I'm so sick and tired of Chelsea. But then if everything goes right, we're probably not going to actually play this game. We're going to do some transfer stuff. Ideally, we're trying to bring in another winger so we can go ahead and fill that void left by De La Feu. And then a huge bid came in, £64 million from Bayern for Kana. And if we get a huge sum of money for Kana, then we're going to go after another cam. Maybe someone who can start ahead of Jonathan David. We will see. It's a lot to process, and we'll kind of play that by ear as we go forward. But for now, we are going to play this game against Leeds. A couple of changes here. Dest can play, Max Aarons can play, and let's jump on into it. It's this game against Leeds. We've got to keep winning in the league, of course. 1 point ahead of Manchester City. Let's go. Nicely played. Lovely football here, and right through the middle, Grealish is making that run, and Grealish can slip it out there, and it's Vinicius. It's a poor effort. A really good opportunity. Sometimes he gets into those spaces with his left foot, and his left foot's not as good as his right. One now. Nicely done. Back into space. Here's Vinicius, and Vinicius is racing forward here. He's got plenty of pace, and he slides into the middle. Can he slide it across? He can, and it's Grealish. It's a good finish, and we lead 1-0 here. We've been having a tough time breaking this Leeds team down so far, but we've done it there. 1-0 on the half-hour mark. It's a good finish. And once again, Vinicius. What more can you say about him? His pace and skill, it's incredibly difficult to contain. What a signing he's been. And this is a lovely finish from Jack Grealish. Right into that side. Goalkeeper cannot get all the way over in time. And it's 1-0. Oh, nicely played into space. We get a touch onto it. It's clipped in. Headed on. And oh, wow. What a header. Are you kidding? I scored that header from like 18 yards away. What in the world? Tyler Roberts with it. That's an absurd goal. An absurd goal. And Leeds are back level. Look at this. It's gotten out here. It's a good space. It's a decent cross. And that header from outside the box that started. And Rui can't get to it. You've got to be kidding. You have got to be kidding. Look at that. And Rui just can't get up to it. Unbelievable header. It's 1-1 here on 41 minutes. Unbelievable. Clipped into a good spot. Can we get a touch onto it? Not quite. He's taking that down. And it's back inside. Can we block this? Deal with it. Leeds moving the ball around well. It comes to him. That's lovely football. It's a great save. Rui with a massive save. And it's really good football from Leeds. And we just escaped there. I thought for a moment he might have been offside. He wasn't. And we escape, as we said. This comes out to Dest, though. That's a really good ball. And Dest, can he clip that back post? He can. And Kent, oh, it's... Head it into the back of the net. Head it down, lad. A huge opportunity here. That's a good ball, and he just doesn't keep it down. Head it down nicely. Back into space here. One more is Vinicius. And Vinicius can get that out wide. Yes, he can. And that's a good ball in. And he takes it down. And there it is. I thought about heading it, but he took it down instead. It's Gedson Fernandes with his first 2 touches. One to take it down, and the second of the game to finish it. And he's found our second of the game as well. Lovely football once again. Another good ball into space by Dest. And that is finished off very, very nicely by Gedson Fernandes. It's a good finish. It's a good chest down. It really is, because I thought he could have hit it, chested it, and that would have been a lot more oomph on it on that chest, but he's actually done really well to just keep it on his foot instead of taking it into the goalkeeper. It's 2-1, 66 minutes gone. We nick it, we can. Here's Decore racing forward. We've got men coming forward with us here. We've got a couple of them. And here, can we get it to Hernandez? We can. And Hernandez to seal this off. That's a big old save. Oh, that could have been game over with 5 minutes to go, but Hernandez denied by the goalkeeper. Really well done. We can't slip it into him either. Only a couple minutes to go. Taken away once again. Slipped into a good space. Nicely done. Only a couple minutes to go. We can get it through to Hernandez here. And Hernandez is racing away. Heavy touch. Can he slide it across? He can. And wow, what a, what a tackle. I don't think it'll make too much of a difference. They have 30 seconds to get it across the pitch. And that should be game over, really. But that was an incredibly good tackle. And we are going to come away from Vicarage Road with the 3 points, which we very much needed. And Leeds have given us a little bit of trouble this year, but we've snuck away both times. And we will take the 3 points. And now we go into a pretty large week here as Chelsea lose at home to Brighton. That is a big one for us as Chelsea get further and further behind. City and Arsenal, the real challengers at the moment, but, you know, the more teams that fall back, the better. And Chelsea have fallen a little bit further back there. But now we go into a pretty big half a week if everything goes through quickly enough, where we might have some huge transfers coming our way. We will see. But let's take a look first. We're going to jump forward and see if anybody actually gets sold first. Normally the delegations take a little bit longer. Agreement made on Kana's 70.7 million. We are going to let him go for that. He's just going to roll. Estupinan is almost gone for 8 million as well. But, yeah, we are just going to let him roll. But it looks like, actually, this Chelsea game is going to show up first. The delegations take a little bit longer than I would like, unfortunately. Otherwise, we'd be ready to go. So we actually are going to play this Chelsea game to start. Let's jump into this. Chelsea in the FA Cup this time. This is not the second leg of our of our Carabao Cup. This is not the Premier League games or anything like that. This is just more Chelsea. FA Cup this time, a big game. We want to win all these trophies. Let's go. Nice tackle by Fabian. Heavy touch there in the middle by Chelsea. He slipped this through. He can. He finds Decore. And Decore can slip it out wide. Here's Ismail Yassar, who cuts back inside. And he slides it across. He can. And Vinicius. Oh, what a block. Are you kidding? Wow, I thought that was a for sure goal. Oh, that's a massive, massive block there. Here's Vinicius. One more. Decore. He slipped that through to Hernandez. Hernandez with a great take. And Hernandez, oh, it's blocked away and saved. And there it is in the back of the net. It's a great finish from Jonathan David. And Kepa could not get to it. And we've taken the lead here at Stamford Bridge. I am so sick of this team. I can't tell you how sick I am of playing Chelsea. It seems they always have 10 men back. Always, regardless of what happens. I can nick it up the pitch and they have 10 men back. But this is a really good finish. It's a good turn. Turns inside, has a shot, it's a great block. He takes it down on his chest and goes for it. And it's fired past Kepa into the back of the net. It's a really good finish here. Just can't get to it. Almost hits Hernandez on the way. That would have been awful. But on 37 minutes, we've taken that lead. It's 1-0. Nice take. One more. Ismail Yassar. Back into space. Can he slip it across? He can. Here's Jonathan David. And Vinicius is making a great run here. And Vinicius is in on goal. And Vinicius, can he double our lead? Oh, he's put it wide. Oh, a big opportunity for the new man on the left. He's got to be scoring that, really. Nice tackle. He slipped that forward. Here's Jonathan David. Turns. Finds Hernandez. Can we slip it through? We can. And here's Jonathan David. Can he grab a second goal for us? Jonathan David, he's finished it. And it's his second of the day. And it's 2-0 on 70 minutes. It's just been back and forth. And then everybody gets taken out on the opposite thirds. Right outside the box, every attack from either side breaks down. But we finally found a way through there. And that's a good finish from Jonathan David. Kepa cannot stick his leg out and nick it. Look for a moment that he might just past his foot before he gets down to it. It's a good finish. His second of the day, Jonathan David. That's what he does. And it's his last contribution of the day as well as he's subbed off. But with 20 minutes to go, a big old goal, and we're 2-0 up. Gets it out wide. Ismail Sarr tries to cut back inside, finds Barco again. And there is Ismail Sarr keeping the run up. And Barco making a good run here. It's into Barco. And Barco couldn't quite finish this game off. You feel that would have been game over, a third. A big opportunity there. You feel like we might get a couple of breaks now as this game starts to stretch and they need goals. Here's Decore. Can slip it through to Hernandez. Nicely done here. Out wide, and Barco's making that run. He's got a bit of a injury here, but he doesn't care, does he? And he almost scores the goal, and that comes down to Hernandez. He can't quite get a head onto it. I thought that was going to be the third goal of the night, but we should escape here now. We should be leaving Stamford Bridge with a win in the FA Cup. We're going to have to come back here. Our next game is here again. Is he outside? No, Jesus. I was going to say. But our next game is here at Stamford Bridge again for the third time in 5 games. We're playing Chelsea. But a big old win here. We're going to need to put on the same type of performance when we come back here in a couple days' time. It was a tough one. They had no shots. We had 9, but they were getting into good positions. It's just a pain. Sick and tired of playing them. The City go through. Arsenal go through. United haven't played yet. All right, a couple of days here. We'll see if anything happens in terms of trying to get a sail across. I'm trying to figure out why Estupiñán hasn't left yet. It's been a little bit long. Let's see. Does anything happen here before this Chelsea game? A couple of things have happened there, so let's see. Kana has been sold. So there he goes. 62 million has been allocated to us. And now we have the budget. 81 million pounds. We're going to need a little bit more in wage, I feel, but that doesn't really matter too much, does it? Up to 79 million pounds. So let's go to the hub. Not search players here. Well, we can search players because there's a player I wanted to add to the list. Someone had mentioned Dele Alli. I looked over him. I don't know if I want to bring him in, number one. He might be a little bit too expensive for the moment. Remember, we got to put, 30-ish million into De La Vega. Maybe a little bit less, but he may be a little bit expensive. Let's see. We also had 2 other players here. Dani Olmo and Hakim Ziyech. I kind of feel Ziyech would be the real option here. Dele Alli would cost 70-ish million pounds. Dani Olmo would cost around that mark as well. But Ziyech is the cheapest, quote unquote. But I also think he's also the most versatile, can play out on the wings as well. Dani Olmo can, but he's not really that kind of player. I think Ziyech would be the best option, and we're going to see if we can bring him in here. I forgot how much money they just wanted there. I think it was between... He's valued at 39. We're going to go with 40 to start. And see what happens here. They want 61, which is not exactly what I was looking at. Let's try 51. We still have a lot of money for De La Vega. Let's try 54. See what they say. 57. I think 57 is okay. 57 million for Hakim Ziyech, who's a proper good player. He's at Inter in the game. He's at Ajax in real life, and then moving to Chelsea over this summer, I believe, depending on what happens around the world with the virus kind of thing in terms of transfers. We're going to make him crucial. He's going to start, I think, ahead of Jonathan David for now, but Jonathan David he was so good last year coming off the bench. So we'll see how that works. That's a 3-year deal. That is fine. Disregard release clause. What does he want? Quite a bit, I would think. 100,000. Let's see what he wants. Is he cool with that? He's fine with it. Fair offer. Hakim Ziyech, he's actually taken a pay cut to come here. But here he is in the team. And this is our last transfer window, so we kind of wanted to go out just a little bit and grab ourselves something. And we've done it here with the versatile winger, midfielder, whatever it may be. But he is a proper good player, Hakim Ziyech, and he should come into our team and really help us out going forward. And having an extra cam or winger, it can really, really help. At the moment, transfer-wise, we have 20 million. Estupinan's deal should come in, and we should be around 27 million with a little bit more wage budget. We're trying to bring in De La Vega. A player who wasn't really on my radar until one of you mentioned mentioned him in the comments, just wanting to know what he's like. But this looks like he'll be a proper good player. So hopefully we can turn him into something and take him away from Bordeaux and, you know, have another winger option. We kind of thin in that kind of regard, but that'll have to wait till next episode. So next episode, what I think we're going to do is 2 more games. We'll do Chelsea, Liverpool, and hopefully the De La Vega transfer, and then we'll be off into the second half, the final half of our career here at Watford, guys. But that is going to be the end of this episode. I hope you folks have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more, and peace.